like Uniblab, robotic kicking flab, or flavor bitter batter, chitter chatter, madder than the Mad Hatter. I bet you buy shit, come by fatter. I got the data to turn your body into
What is up, gamers? I'm Fox at FOXYGames_UK. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel and follow via Twitter for your source of aggregate news, rumour and video game discussion, with an emphasis on PlayStation, but spanning a variety of platforms. And if you're new to the channel, let us know how you found us, and remember to thumbs up if you liked the video. Remember, all views expressed in our videos are those of third parties and do not necessarily represent the views of Foxy Games UK, and all relevant links can be found in this video's description. Let's get into our first rather controversial news story in this video. An article published by Twinfinite.com. Why Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now could change gaming forever. Gamers cancel their Xbox One retail and digital pre-orders in favour of this rental system. Now, the title, I've taken liberties because I've added to it, but it is largely based around the article, and I'm going to read it verbatim, then give my opinion, my 2 cents, at the end. So here we go. About a month or so ago, when we first heard the news that all future Xbox One exclusive games would be heading to Xbox Game Pass, our staff was split. It's obviously a pretty great deal if you're looking forward to even just one of the Xbox One exclusive games. However, some like our very own Alex Gibson thought it wouldn't ultimately change the mind of people who just prefer their games to be physical, and I was in that camp with him. I played the Sea of Thieves beta a couple of weeks ago, and even a small sample size, I was hooked enough to decide to pre-order the full game for myself. However, just a few days later, I needed to return to a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn that I bought because I got sent the EU version by mistake and saw that Sea of Thieves pre-order. For whatever reason, I had this epiphany then that why on earth would I buy this game when I can just subscribe to Game Pass for half a year for the same price and get other games on top of it. Now, I proudly display all my physical games across multiple storage towers that stretch across 4 generations of games. Even go as far as to buy empty game cases on eBay for games that I get digitally, such as Gravity Rush 2 when I reviewed it. I was one of the many gamers that dreaded and resisted the supposed digital-only future. Now, why on earth would anyone want digital games for a home console if physical was an option? For handhelds, it makes sense, not having to carry around those cartridges with them everywhere. But for home consoles, often do people really actually bring their home consoles out with them? And even then, if you're willing to transport some big-ass Xbox One, what's the big deal about carrying a few games around at that point? Put simply, by buying digital on PS4 or Xbox One, you're just giving up the ability to easily share or sell your games.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
Now, there is one exception, and it's called Steam, and most of the time you can find better deals on used physical games rather than waiting around for a digital sell that's worth it. However, I didn't envision something like Game Pass while I was ridiculing Xbox One's original design and vision. Even without the exclusives, it's a solid deal that has clear advantages over PlayStation's closest equivalent, PlayStation Now. Now, all future Xbox exclusives being on it, though, puts it way over the top. And at this point, the only reason to resist would be out of stubbornness and an extreme fondness for physical versions. Just as early on in this generation and last, there seems to be little advantage to owning a game digitally. With Xbox Game Pass, the tables have seemingly turned. Now, I could not bring myself to leave my Sea of Thieves pre-order as is. I'd be foolish to not cancel it. Why willingly accept less for the same price? As long as Microsoft continue to add worthwhile games to it, at least within 6 months, the price of a full exclusive game to get your money's worth, I'll keep the subscription active. And if not, I'll just cancel Xbox Game Pass and find a discounted version of Sea of Thieves at that point, if I'm really loving it still 6 months later. If that's the case by then, it will have earned a second buy from me. Now, Microsoft is poised to win this war of minds against the resistant digital adopters. Old school console gamers like myself just needed clear reasons to pick digital over physical for home consoles, and Microsoft with Xbox Game Pass is finally starting to deliver. And that's where the article ends. Okay, so clearly this gamer is happy with Game Pass and the direction Microsoft is currently taking in game delivery, which is definitely moving away from the reliance on bricks and mortar and online retailers, much to the detriment and relationships with that area of business. Now, Microsoft are clearly attempting to mitigate risks as a result of past poor Xbox One game sales. Let's not kid ourselves here. If Microsoft was in a position of privilege, really, being the #1 console, the most sales, consistent high game sales, then I doubt we'd be getting Game Pass and a lot of the stuff that Microsoft are throwing at us, which is seemingly goodwill to the fans. But, and it's a big but, so big it would probably be charged the price of 2 movie theater tickets, even though it required only 1. But I digress. Judging by the mood of many gamers I've communicated with via Twitter or on the Couchcast, it seems a huge selection of Xbox, really the Xbox community gamers, are simply going to give up on physical and digital ownership in favor of simply renting their games. This could have serious ramifications on the game industry as we know it. Microsoft could be, in theory, causing a seismic shift in how we consume our games. Oh sure, this initiative is still in its infancy, but if it is a resounding success, don't be fooled, it won't be long before Sony wants a piece of that pie. Sony is committed to single player experiences as well as online gaming via physical and digital consumption at this conjuncture, but Sony, just like any other company, are also committed to making money, and lots of it. Those are the hard facts. Now, me, myself and I will not support EA Access, PlayStation Now, Game Pass or any equivalent, even if I have to reluctantly pay a little bit more for physical releases. I'll be one of the last bastions of hope in preserving ownership of my games. I am committed to purchasing Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo games physically when and where possible. Now sure, I appreciate that some games don't actually ever see a retail release, and some games I may not have had an urge to buy day one, you know, that impulse purchase. So if it's reduced in the PlayStation or Xbox store or on eShop, well, in a sale at least, well, in that circumstance I'm willing to compromise. But what I won't do is buy into this rent-a-game, non-ownership, verging on the failed DRM initiative at the start of this generation. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, Ori 2, the next Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon, the next Gears, the next Halo, just as examples. All of these games will be made available day one via Game Pass. No wonder retailers are totally pissed with the big M and are refusing to order and stock Xbox games, and in some cases the Xbox hardware also. Now don't get it twisted, Xbox Game Pass is great if you're the type of casual gamer who only buys a game really for FIFA and COD, maybe 2 games a year at best, or if your household budget is really tight and you don't want your children to miss out on awesome Xbox releases, or maybe you're burdened with bills like rent and utilities and you just don't have the money to buy all the games you'd like to. Now for those with a low income,
Of course, of course, like of course, 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 of course.
but there is also a downside to supporting a game console, which seems to be transitioning into a services delivery unit, a conduit for non-ownership of pretty much everything that you subscribe to. Now I certainly don't think of this move by Microsoft as a conspiracy theory to kill off physical distribution. I'm not quite there yet, at least not like this guy.
Psychopath who spent hundreds of billions of swindled dollars trying to take over the whole world, crashed more than, 15 economies, bankrupted countless nations.
All jokes aside, yes, I can imagine some will bemoan in the FOXY Games video comments and on my Twitter feed. But you can buy the Game Pass games if you like them and you'll get a discount for doing so. Why yes you can, but why would you when you can rent the game, get all the achievements if you care to, and then on to the next one. That unfortunately brings us to the end of another video. I've had some fun mildly entertaining, but let's continue the discussion in the video comments. And for more PS4, Nintendo Switch and Xbox coverage, subscribe to Foxy Games UK. If you found any of the information in this video at all useful, why not hit the like button and help us reach more like-minded gamers simply by sharing this video. And for just $1 USD or £1 UK pound or the equivalent, become a member by joining Foxy Games UK's Patreon and help us grow. You can find the link in this video's description. Thanks for your kind support. And so there we have it. Until next time, always remember, play games, not corporations. Thanks for watching, everybody.